everyone, and welcome back. My name is Mr. Koval, and in this video, I'm going to be going over physical versus chemical changes. So let's get into this. So, what's a physical change? A physical change is any change that alters the appearance or the state of a substance, but does not change the composition. Uh, in other words, it doesn't change what the substance is. It doesn't change the fact that it's still the same substance, it just has a different appearance. So, for example, when you convert gas into a liquid, right? So, for example, if I have water vapor and I cool the water vapor down, it's going to come together and form a liquid. It's still water, though. I haven't changed it into something else. It doesn't become hydrogen peroxide or something along those lines, right? Same thing for any phase change. So if I'm going from solid to liquid, right? If I melt an ice cube, I have solid water to liquid water. It's still water, right? So in that regard, it's just a physical change because I haven't changed what the substance is. Same thing goes for dissolving salt in water, right? This gets confusing for students. They think, oh, dissolving in water must have reacted and disappeared and become something else. But the name implies what we have left is salt water. So that indicates that what we have is a mixture of salt and water, right? The salt's still there, but it's dissolved, it's spread out, it's mixed evenly throughout the water, right? The salt is not changed into something else. The water hasn't changed into something else. The water's still there, the salt's still there, but it's just mixed together, right? And you can find this out by physically reversing the process. I could dissolve the water. I can evaporate the water by heating it up on my stove. I take the salt water, put it on the stove, I crank up the heat, and I get the water to boil. It's going to evaporate, and then the water kind of gets separated from the salt. The salt's left behind in the pan, and so now I have salt separated from water. It was there the whole time. So that's what we mean by physical changes. Changes in color, for example, can be physical changes as long as the substance itself is not changing to something else. Well, what about chemical changes? So, chemical changes, let me underline chemical changes here. So, we have chemical changes. The chemical changes actually going to alter the composition of the substance. The substance becomes something else, right? So, for example, I have H2O versus hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. What we mean by changing the composition is changing what it's made out of, right? So water is composed of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen. Hydrogen peroxide is composed of two hydrogens and two oxygen atoms. So these are composed differently, therefore they are different substances. And so if you undergo a change where you're changing the composition of the substance so that it becomes an entirely different substance, then that is a chemical change. Of course, chemical reactions are a good example of a chemical change. So here I have an example of where I have iron reacting with oxygen to form iron 3 oxide, which is another name for rust, right? So when iron is exposed to oxygen under certain conditions, it will then form rust. Rust is a different substance, as we can see from the formula here, from the iron and the oxygen from which it came. So iron and oxygen are forming a completely different substance. So this is a chemical change. So anytime you get a different substance from another substance, that would involve a chemical change. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all that's to it. Physical changes alter the appearance or the state of the substance, but not the composition. The substance is still the same before and after. But chemical changes actually do change the composition or the substance of which is undergoing the change. So you don't end up with the exact same thing. Another example would be burning a piece of wood. You start with wood and then you end up with something different. It's not wood, it's ashes, it's smoke, it's carbon dioxide, things like that. So I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, then please, by all means, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to my channel. When you do hit that notification bell, make sure you hit all so you'll be notified by all the videos I put out. And then finally, okay, I forgot, hit that notification bell. I'm sorry, hit the like button over there. And then finally, put a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Ask me questions. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me and have a great day.